We all want to be attractive, but what if I told you that you could be attractive in silence? Yes, that's right. We're going to explore how you can develop habits that will make you socially appealing without saying a single word. And that's not all. We'll approach this all from a Stoic perspective, which makes it even more profound and meaningful. If you're ready to learn how to become more attractive in a silent and powerful way, keep reading. Stoicism and attractiveness. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that focuses on the idea of living in harmony with nature, accepting the things we cannot change. It's a philosophy of inner strength, self-control, and wisdom. These principles can be incredibly powerful when it comes to attractiveness, because let's be honest, attraction isn't just about how you look, but also about how you behave and how you feel about yourself. We'll break this down into specific habits you can develop to become more attractive in a silent and powerful way. For each point you learn, we'll include a quote from Stoic philosophers to provide a philosophical foundation for these habits. This will not only help you be more attractive, but also bring you closer to a philosophy that can transform your life. Have you ever stopped to think that the habits you cultivate could be the key to becoming irresistibly attractive to others? We're going to explore 10 socially attractive habits that great Stoic philosophers used to stand out and earn respect and admiration. Practicing these habits will transform how you're perceived in any environment. Don't miss any detail. Each point here could be the missing piece in your personal growth journey. If you enjoyed the topic, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more content like this. Number 1, confidence. Let's start with the first habit, confidence. Confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a person can possess, and best of all, you don't need to say a single word to show it. Let's consider what Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said. Perfect tranquility consists in the good ordering of the mind in its own kingdom. This phrase reminds us that true confidence comes from within, from having a mind at peace and in harmony. So how do we develop this confidence from a Stoic perspective? First, we need to understand that confidence isn't about knowing everything or being the best at everything. It's about being comfortable with yourself, accepting your own strengths and weaknesses. A fundamental practice for this is daily meditation. It doesn't have to be for hours. Just a few minutes a day can make a big difference. Meditation helps you connect with yourself, calm your mind, and find that inner peace Marcus Aurelius mentioned. Over time, you'll notice that you feel more secure and at ease in social situations because you've already worked on your inner self. Another important habit is self-reflection. At the end of each day, set aside time to reflect on your actions and thoughts. What did you do well? What could you improve? This reflection helps you get to know yourself better and build a solid foundation of inner confidence. And this is where Stoicism comes in. Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. Instead of worrying about what others think of you, concentrate on how you behave and on your own standards of conduct. With this mindset, you'll become not only more confident, but also more attractive, because people can sense when someone is truly at peace with themselves. Remember, confidence is silent. You don't need to talk about your achievements or boast. You just need to be present, be authentic, and maintain inner calm. People are naturally drawn to those who exude this tranquil and secure energy. Number 2, tranquility. Now let's move on to the second habit, tranquility. Tranquility is an incredibly attractive characteristic. When you are tranquil, you convey a sense of security and stability, which many people find irresistible. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to what happens to you that matters." This phrase teaches us that maintaining calm and tranquility, regardless of what's happening around us, is a demonstration of great strength. How can we cultivate this tranquility? A very effective way is to practice conscious breathing. When you feel anxious or stressed, pause for a moment and focus on your breath. Inhale deeply through your nose, filling your lungs with air, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this several times until you feel your mind calm down. Furthermore, learning to accept the things we cannot change is also essential. Stoicism teaches us that many things in life are beyond our control, such as the weather, traffic, and the opinions of others. Instead of getting frustrated by these things, ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, then let it go and move on. Tranquility is also reflected in your body. Maintain a relaxed posture, but not a sloppy one. Your movement should be slow and deliberate, not rushed or nervous. Maintain eye contact with people, but without forcing it. This communicates that you are comfortable with yourself and the situation. When you are tranquil, you project the image of someone who has control not only over themselves, but also over circumstances. People are drawn to those who remain calm in the midst of chaos because it conveys a sense of security and confidence. Remember, being tranquil doesn't mean being apathetic, but being serene and in control of your emotions. Number 3. Presence. The third habit is presence. Presence is one of those qualities that are hard to define, but easy to recognize when you see them. It's about being completely in the moment, truly being there with people and in the situations you find yourself in. Seneca, another great Stoic, said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." This means that when we try to divide our attention among many things, in reality, we aren't paying attention to any of them. Presence, then, is about focusing completely on the here and now. How can we cultivate this presence? First, practice the art of listening. When someone is speaking, pay genuine attention. Don't think about what you'll say next or look at your phone. Just listen. This will not only make you seem more interested and attentive, but also allow you to connect more deeply with others. Another important aspect is to be aware of your environment. Observe the details around you. Don't just see them, truly observe them. This helps you anchor yourself in the present moment and respond more authentically to situations. You can also practice mindfulness. This means performing daily activities with full awareness. It can be something simple like drinking a cup of tea. Instead of downing it quickly, take a moment to appreciate the aroma, the flavor, and the warmth of the cup. These mindfulness practices train you to be present in every moment. Presence is also reflected in your body. Maintain an open and relaxed posture. Show interest with gestures and facial expressions, and avoid nervous movements or distractions that indicate your mind is elsewhere. When you are truly present, people notice. They feel that you genuinely care, that you are genuinely interested in them and what they have to say. This creates a stronger, deeper connection, which is an essential part of what we call silent attraction. Remember, presence isn't about being the center of attention, but about being completely connected to the moment and the people around you. It's a powerful quality that demonstrates respect and consideration. Number 4, integrity. The fourth habit is integrity. Integrity is one of the fundamental values that always stands out, even when not mentioned. It's about living by your principles and values, being honest and consistent in everything you do. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This quote reminds us of the importance of being coherent with what we believe and how we act. To cultivate integrity, it's essential to know your own values. What's important to you? What principles guide your life? Take time to reflect on these questions and make sure your actions reflect your answers. When your actions align with your values, you project an authenticity that is extremely attractive. Another crucial aspect of integrity is being honest, not just with others, but also with yourself. This means admitting your mistakes and learning from them. People respect those who have the courage to acknowledge their flaws and work to improve. Moreover, being honest frees you from the burden of maintaining false appearances, allowing you to live more genuinely and peacefully. Integrity also involves keeping your promises and commitments. If you say you'll do something, do it. People trust those who are reliable and consistent, and this builds a solid reputation. When you live with integrity, you become someone others can trust, which is one of the most powerful forms of attractiveness. Number 5, generosity. Now let's move on to the 5th habit, generosity. When we think about being attractive, we often focus on external appearance or social skills. But generosity, both in terms of time and energy, is a quality that can truly make you stand out from everyone else. Stoics believe that we should live in accordance with human nature, and one of our deepest natures is to help others. Seneca reminds us, true happiness is to give, not to receive. Being generous doesn't just mean giving material things. It also means offering your attention, your time, and your help to others. Generosity can also be expressed through small, everyday actions, such as offering a sincere smile, listening attentively to someone who needs to vent, or helping someone without expecting anything in return. These actions make you stand out in a silent and magnetic way because people are drawn to those who genuinely care about the well-being of others. One of the biggest challenges of generosity is the idea of giving without expecting anything in return. This is something we can learn from Stoic philosophy. For Stoics, true generosity comes from the understanding that the act of giving is a privilege, not an obligation. If you practice generosity in this way, you become more open and receptive to good, without expecting rewards, but simply for the joy of contributing. And this, in a silent way, makes you an even more attractive person. Number 6, respect for others. The 6th habit is respect for others. This might seem obvious, but many people fail to consistently demonstrate respect. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. This applies directly to respect for others. Respect is not something you do occasionally, but rather a constant practice that reflects who you truly are. To cultivate respect, it's important to be mindful of the feelings and needs of other people. Listen with empathy, acknowledge others' contributions, and value differences. Respecting the people around you doesn't mean agreeing with everything they say, but treating them with dignity, regardless of disagreements. Furthermore, how you treat others also reflects the respect you have for yourself. If you show respect and consideration for others, you are implicitly showing that you have the same consideration for yourself. This further increases your attractiveness, as self-confidence and self-esteem are always intertwined with how we treat others. Respect for others is also reflected in how you behave in different environments. Whether at work, school, or in social circles, always treat everyone with the same dignity, from the highest executive to the person doing the simplest job. When people perceive that you have this quality, they are naturally more attracted to your presence. Number 7, gratitude. The 7th habit we can cultivate is gratitude. Gratitude is an attitude that changes the way you see the world, and people who live with gratitude have a positive and attractive aura. Seneca said, "Gratitude is the memory of the heart." When you express gratitude, you not only acknowledge the good things that happen in your life, but you also make them more present and tangible. Being grateful is a habit that goes far beyond just thanking people for the things they do for you. It's a state of mind, a way of seeing the world positively, even in the face of adversity. Gratitude teaches us to focus on what we have instead of lamenting what we lack. By doing so, you become a lighter, more approachable, and more attractive person. A practical way to cultivate gratitude is to keep a gratitude journal. At the end of each day, write down 3 things you are grateful for. It could be something simple, like a friend's smile or a moment of peace. Over time, this exercise will change how you perceive the world and increase your attractiveness, as gratitude is contagious. When you express genuine appreciation, it creates a positive vibe around you that people naturally notice. Number 8, patience. The 8th habit is patience. In a world where everything happens quickly and expectations are high, patience can be one of the rarest and most attractive virtues you can cultivate. As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "Patience is the art of waiting without losing your composure." Patience isn't just about waiting for something, but doing so with grace, without letting yourself be consumed by frustration or anger. How can you cultivate patience? First, it's essential to practice acceptance. We can't control every aspect of life, and some things simply take time to happen. Patience is an exercise in detachment and mastery. By learning to wait calmly, you send the message that you are in control of yourself, without haste or desperation. Additionally, patience manifests in how you deal with others. In an impatient world, being someone who takes the time to listen to and understand others can be an incredibly attractive quality. When you demonstrate patience, you become a trustworthy person, someone others can rely on, not to judge them or rush them. Number 9, humility. Now let's move on to the 9th habit, humility. Humility isn't about belittling yourself or being submissive, but about having a realistic understanding of yourself, acknowledging your strengths and weaknesses, and being open to learning. The great philosopher Socrates said, "The more I know that I know nothing." This is the essence of humility, understanding that there is always more to learn and grow, and being willing to listen to others. Humility is one of the most powerful qualities because it creates a foundation for continuous development. Humble people are more attractive because they are approachable and real. They don't consider themselves superior, which makes them more relatable to others. Practicing humility means not boasting about your achievements or being arrogant about your abilities. It's about acknowledging your victories, but also recognizing the help you received along the way. Humility involves being willing to learn from everyone, regardless of their position in life. When you adopt this mindset, you become more open, more approachable, and therefore more attractive to those around you. Number 10, serenity in adversity. The 10th and final habit is serenity in times of adversity. Stoicism teaches us that difficulties are an inevitable part of life, but how we react to them is what truly defines our character. As Marcus Aurelius said, "What happens to you is a matter of luck, but how you react is a matter of choice." This means that we can be attractive even in difficult situations if we maintain our serenity and focus. When you remain serene in the face of adversity, you not only show strength, but also transmit a sense of stability to others. This is a powerful quality because people are attracted to those who can maintain composure even when things get complicated. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this content useful, please share it with friends so more people can grow with these habits. Don't forget to watch the next video that will appear on screen.